want some Brock Lesnar and John Cena torture on Dom. You can stretch it out a couple of minutes because Dom will reel out of the ring and everything else, but
you know how you
I want him destroyed.
Our names are Matt Jackson and Sean Green. We were just veterans BSing in parking lots about wrestling and their storylines until last year when... Dude, why are we just talking about this? We should record it and start a podcast. When you start a podcast, you have no clue what you're doing. You fumble through all the technology.
Yep, you're back up, but you froze for about a minute. Oh, you're gone.
You rely on Google searches and reviews to piece it all together. You rely on your co-host for insightful content.
Surprise, surprise!
And that's
live and in Technicolor. Dude, you've got an iron bladder. Because I have to go again.
You make some friends along the way.
The big man himself, El Jefe himself, Mikey.
Okay, let's just rip the Band-Aid off, shall we?
Hi, Nick. Long time no see.
This is going to be a match here real soon.
You eventually reach 100 subscribers.
Reese are 100 subscribers, so perfect timing for Reese.
Bottom line is, as you continue to push out content, you'll always have a podcast. With all that said, welcome to the If We Had the Pencil podcast. Here are your hosts, Sean Green and Matt Jackson.
Welcome to another edition of the If We Had the Pencil podcast. I'm your host, still trapped in a hotel, on the road again, Sean Green. And with me, as always, the Neil Peart of this podcast, the Rush fan of all Rush fans, Matt Jackson. Matt, how the hell are you?
Good. The Rush fan that's not going to a show on this tour unless something miraculously happens.
That's all right. I'm not going to Raw when I get back either. And I was like, nah, I looked at ticket prices. I was like, because they're in Baltimore the day I get back. And I was like, nope. I mean, if I wanted to sit behind like the stage, it was reasonable, but like all the other seats are shit. And it was just like, I'm not going through that. I'm going to be traveling all day. I was like,
and you may not even be home now.
Yeah, we'll see.
You never know. So
I know.
That's all right. Too bad, too, because I think you could have been in person to see what happens with Oba and Dom.
Oba and Dom. That's why I started looking at prices. I was like, ooh, Oba and Dom. Because I don't... No, we'll get to it. Because I'm going to get ahead of myself. And, like, you know, WWE's finishing up their little, you know, European tour that they got going on right now.
This has been a great tour for them. I really think one of the better European tours they've done. I mean, we can kind of crap on Clash in Italy was probably the worst televised event on this tour. All the Raws and SmackDowns have been, like, super. And last night's Raw, like, capped off the whole tour. I think that might have been the best show of the tour. We're not talking about AAA because that's not part of the European tour. That's its own entity. And the best
was
thing
it
that
great
WWE
because Roman Reigns wasn't there? I want to get the hate out early.
That might have been a big part of why like Raw was so good. It didn't have Roman there to
it focused on everybody else, but
yeah. And with that, we welcome all the hate comments.
Bring it. I can't do their fan base anymore. Like
no.
It is so, and it's clogging for the podcast. It's clogging our X feed, and it's just, you know, it is like Roman Reigns fans just like, who's LA Knight? Why is this bum like even talking about Roman? And I'm just like, are you people nuts?
They're a sensitive group, boy. You call out there.
They're in the feels, man.
Oh, yeah. They take it personal if you say anything bad about Roman.
Who Nelly do they? I was like, wow, y'all need to just woosah a little bit because, like, holy crap. Like, it's okay. It's okay for others to not like him. It's okay if we don't like the storyline being told. Like, woo effing saw. Like, whew, they're a rough bunch, Matt. But let's just get into it.
Hey, on a lighter note, the Danhausen curse, it's not undefeated anymore.
No. That's why he shouldn't have went. That's what I was worried about when they said he was going. I was like, bad move, big guy. Bad freaking move. And I was like, this is going to backfire. Because I didn't expect the Knicks to sweep. I mean, we all kind of romanticized it, but I was like, there's no way the Knicks are sweeping. You know, San Antonio's going to get one. Fine. Whatever. He was there.
Well, here's the thing. If the Knicks win the championship, does that mean that the curse still... Does the curse mean that they don't lose a game, or does that just mean at the end they defeat their mortal enemies? Which, if they win the series, they've defeated their mortal enemies.
But it's such a nice thing for WWE and Danhausen that they can lean into it, right? Like, it's been exciting and fun. Otherwise, it's just like a silly gimmick. It's like, oh, he cursed them. They lost a game. No, like, the Knicks, like, ran off, 14 straight
Some
in the playoffs?
Number. It was 13. 13
it was 14.
Yeah, because Danhausen, I think.
It was 13, and they won one more, so it was 14.
Yeah.
I think.
But Danhausen's streak was 13-0 until last night.
Whatever,
man. He jumped on after the first win. But I'm going to tell you a quick story. I think I've already told this to you guys in the chat, but I'll put it out there. So this is the Danhausen effect. So I'm at the dispensary, getting my prescription medicine, an inhalable type. And there's a guy that works there, and every time we end up talking about sports. And so I asked him, I said, hey, are you watching the finals? And he's like, man, I can't stand either team. He's like, but I want the Knicks to win just because, I want to see if this Danhausen thing really works. And I'm like, do you watch pro wrestling? He goes, yeah, like when I was a kid. And then he's like, then I grew up and I stopped watching it. And this guy's like in his late 20s, early 30s. So I'm like, well, I said, this grown-up has a podcast about WWE. He goes, oh, no, I'm not making, I'm not putting you down. He goes, just for me, I don't have time to watch it. I'm like, all right. He goes, I just think it's so cool. Like, I turn on ESPN one morning, and there he is, like this guy with a painted face, yelling and cursing Stephen Smith. And he's like, and it got me hooked. He says, then I went on social media, and I want to check out this guy and see what he's all about. He's like, he's funny.
The money that he is making that company is ridiculous. The free advertising.
Have you seen the Knicks jerseys with the 0 with Danhausen's names? People are buying them and wearing them.
Yeah, good for him. And good on WWE.
I do not watch late night talk shows, but if Danhausen was to show up, I would have to see it. Or can you imagine Danhausen on Saturday Night Live? Well, when they had a good cast, the cast today sucks, and I'm not going to get into it. But
yeah, whatever. I don't know if he would be Saturday Night Live material. But you know what, Matt? Let's just get into it because I got a confession to make. Bologna, Italy. I cannot look at the spelling of this and not want to say Bologna, Italy. I don't know why. I know it's Bologna, but every time I look at it and when we were getting ready for the podcast, I'm like, I'm gonna call it Bologna. I know I'm gonna call it Bologna. I didn't, but I was sitting here holy crap, I'm gonna screw this up. But no, Bologna, Italy. All these international crowds have been great and just great stuff. And right off the bat, we get a Gunther temper tantrum about his loss at Clash in Italy. And I thought it was pretty cool. But on the flip side, I was sitting there man, that shit was 5 days ago. That's a long time to be heated about some shit. I can't stay angry for 5 days. I can barely stay angry for 5 hours, man. It's just 5 days, and I'm gonna tear everything up. F Cody Rhodes. He's a cheater. He's the golden boy. Blah 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 blah. And I'm just
I told you he's been holding in because he doesn't go on social media. He doesn't do interviews or podcasts. Very rarely. So
5 days, Matt. 5 effing days.
Maybe he's only been married to his wife, a couple of years? Maybe she's not ready to deal with his temper and says, I don't want to hear it. So he had to hold it in because, he didn't. Wifey Pooh didn't want to hear that stuff. So I liked it liked it when it happened. Now when I look back on it, it kind of Gunther said good stuff, but I don't think Gunther needed to go there and clear off tables and throw a hissy fit.
Well, and that was kind of the thing. He could have been PO'd.
Got out there pissed off, grabbed the mic, stood in the ring, and then vented his grievances in the ring.
You didn't even have to do it in the ring. If you want to make an impact, stand on the announcer desk. But you didn't have to destroy the announcer desk and throw a temper tantrum. Like, we're going to get into Gunther as we go throughout this night, because this was kind of a Gunther-centric episode a little bit. And, like, there was a lot of little things here and there with Gunther. But, man,
I still like it because they're trying to unstagnate the character of Gunther. So they're trying to get the water moving in that swamp, and get.
How long have I said the character just isn't working? Like, all the other stuff that he does in ring and everything else works, but like, even when he had the world title, it was just kind of like,
and like nothing was bad. Like, Gunther has a legit beef. He got screwed, but
yeah, for sure.
I think Gunther's a smart guy. Like, the character Gunther is a smart guy. Really, what he should have just done is got out in the ring, bitched about getting screwed over, call Cody out and say, hey, I want to talk to you face to face. I think I deserve a rematch. And I think it still could have worked, because Gunther could still have been arrogant and upset, and Cody could be Cody, which I really
Cody
liked.
was Cody, because Cody was like,
I like
I'm right
Cody
here.
Last month. They have tweaked his character, and he's not that nauseating corporate guy. Or when he is the company or corporate guy, he gives a valid explanation why he's that way. And it's like, oh, that makes sense. So he's not a kiss ass or a suck up. It's kind of like the roles and responsibilities that come at that level. And I think
he kind of touched on that with another promo.
That whole politicking he worked to get his title back. But since then, I think he's given us the why he does the way things do. I think it's believable. And I mean, it makes sense. So I like it. And then Sami Zayn came out to, like, suck the energy out of the room.
The eye rolls. It was so funny. Sami Zayn comes out, and I'm in Colorado. You're in Florida. Mikey's in California. Nick's in New Jersey. Sure. And like, I heard all of us eye roll at the same time as soon as Sammy's music hit. And I'm just like,
eye rolls and groans. Oh.
We're like, and you and I are just... you and I are just like, oh my God, the glommer gonna glom, man. He's gonna glom onto this now, the new and exciting crap. And like this is the slowest heel turn ever. Like, I get it, but man,
I don't know what's been longer, Sammy's heel turn or Johnny Gargano's catatonic state.
I know. Well, we get some of that too later on. But like,
that first, like, does Gargano wake up or does Sammy turn heel? What happens first?
Believe it or not, my gut's telling me this is going to end up being something where it's Sammy and Johnny at some point. Like, he's going to come, like, Sammy's going to say the wrong effing thing to him, and we get Johnny wrestling back. And then, but, speaking of stuff that's been hanging around for a while, Danhausen and The Miz still going on. Miz got charged up, so to speak.
Yeah.
And Kit Wilson can't travel because of his 4 emotional support cats.
not the excessive lotion.
What the F? Now, I am kind of curious.
That's brilliance, really.
It is brilliance. His poetry is brilliance, too, to be honest with you. So, Matt, I have to ask this question. Is the reason he's not on this tour, is this like one of those things like with Gunther, right? Like, you remember a little while back, Gunther didn't go on the tour, and the only reason was he had to be stabilized for his U.S. citizenship or something like that. Is that the thing with Kit Wilson, or did they just go, nah?
I don't know, because I'm kind of surprised, like, they didn't bring him. So I don't know, maybe he already had something planned, or
Well, they're including him though, so like
Right.
obviously they have creative.
No, he was legit on Mrs. like FaceTime, while Mrs. laying there quivering after his electrifying moment.
Yes,
I
got
can't
charged up.
I can't wait to see who's under the sheet on the gurney. I'm gonna go with Baron Corbin. I think Baron Corbin.
I like that. It makes sense, and it's a good way to get him back. And so long as it ain't bum-ass Corbin, who I loved, bum-ass Corbin was one of my favorite characters ever, man. Like, it was... You got to give him credit when he was going through that with him, because it was like... He's got to get over at some point, right?
Yeah.
Like, you would watch him every week.
He had like some bad haircut, and didn't he have like his
hat was all messed up. He was just, Paul Heyman after he got, he was running with Solo Sikoa for a little bit, but like,
not sleeping for a week at a time. Yeah,
but like when he was doing it, the brilliance of the bum ass Corbin shtick really was that he like. You went into it, and he was kind of a stale character at the time, and you're just like, oh, ha, ha, ha. He's down on his ass. And then he would lose and lose and lose and lose, and you're like, it hit that tipping point where you're like, man, I just want to see him get off the schneid a little bit here. Like, what do we do? So you started watching it more and more. You're like, come on, guy, you can get over the hump. It'll be okay. And then, but it was kind of a brilliant character choice, and I really do like it. Like, it's one of my favorite characters.
Whoever it is under the sheet, do you think it's going to look like Danhausen, but in a bigger form, like face paint and everything? Or do you think
I don't know.
Or is it going to be a monster, like some type of gimmick? Because Danhausen you can get away with people being gimmicky around Danhausen, because Danhausen is it's a real gimmick.
I don't want Danhausen to be gimmicky. Like, I know he's a gimmick, and he's always going to be gimmicky, but they got to be real careful with him.
Like the lab is very gimmicky.
The lab, he does do a brilliant job. Like, the other week when he was taking stuff into the lab, he's got, like, the old monochrome monitor, and he's just, like, everything's heavy, right? Like,
he's tiptoeing, like he doesn't want to be seen or heard while he's on camera.
Oh my God. It was, so like they're using the lab well. And like, I love when anybody goes to touch the sheets. I just, it's just been fun. Miz just sitting there kind of fingers crimped up and locked on the floor. It was great. It was a great little segment. What wasn't a great little segment, and I lost my shit on this, and you know this, that Gunther sees Nick Aldis and tells him to fix it or face legal action. Okay. Here's a couple of things. You could be the moody heel, or you could be the legal eagle heel, right? He kind of tried to play two different characters between the opening segment and this segment. And when you're, if you have a character that's always going to be like the lawyer up guy, right? Like we've seen him throughout WWE throughout time. Like, I just felt like it was such a contrast to his character.
Yeah.
And it was like, and it didn't fit. And I know, like you said, like they're trying different stuff. They're trying to get him right. They're trying to, and I was just like,
that didn't work.
It didn't
for me either.
Fit.
No.
It was like, why are we doing this legal eagle shit? Like, no. Like,
now, if Gunther had gotten screwed like 3 times in a row, like, and it became a thing, then
Becky
I could
Lynch.
see it. Yeah, then maybe I could see it, but like one misstep in one match, like demand the rematch.
Nobody said he could. But the worst part about it is like,
no one told him he was one and done. He thinks like, oh, he's going to the back.
Well, he didn't, because Cody was like, yeah, man, let's go again. Okay. We can go tonight. I don't care. And so, like, what are you suing for? My feelings are hurt. I was talking about this at work today. Do you remember the joke hurt feelings reports that were out there in the military?
I used to keep them on my desk. So when people started whining and crying, I'd give them one. I'm like, fill it out. It'll make you feel better.
The best one I ever saw had, like, how you go to the doctor and it's got the, the front and the back of the body. And it's like, show us on here where your feelings got, show us the places where your feelings got hurt. And like, it was just like, here, Gunther, fill out this form. Show us where the bad man hurt you. Like, come on, dude. Like, it's, I like that they're getting his character to be a little bit more of a character. I appreciate that, but like, they really do need to hone in on this is what you're going to be. And I don't think they have done that yet.
No, but hopefully they get there, because he's too good in ring not to finish the cycle. But I didn't agree with this statement, but I do want to see Gunther Cody again. But they got to figure something out with Gunther's character. This flip a coin. What's he going to do one segment to the next? Like, they need to find something. What you gonna do? Yeah. Creative don't know. But
we're just making shit up as we go. All right. So it's time for Sean to eat a little bit of crow, because normally I'm not a Fatal 4-Way guy. And the Fatal 4-Ways for the King of the Ring tournament and the Queen of the Ring tournament have actually been pretty good. And it's really done a good job of showcasing the wrestlers. We got to see a lot of Kiana James. Bailey's Bailey. Bailey's always going to be awesome. And Raquel goes over.
This is another thing I like about this tournament. You're not getting the standard winners every match.
No,
they're throwing some, and we'll get into it more. But they've kind of thrown in some like pleasant surprises in this tournament, and Raquel is one of them. Kind of had an idea she was going to win this, because I think they're setting up Raquel and Liv, but I still think it's good because it keeps Raquel around the title picture. Even though she's never won it, it still keeps her in that.
So I noticed something. I noticed something interesting when we were talking about the tournaments last night. It is both tournaments right now. All the winners, it's 3-3 Raw wrestlers.
I knew that for the women.
Men too. 3-3 Raw wrestlers, and I was like, wow, So I think I always look for like the little trends. Are you really going to block out all your SmackDown talent from not getting over? So, but yeah, I thought it was interesting. So, like I said, Raquel goes over. The only concern I have is we talked about this a little while ago about champions in tournaments, right? And I don't like when champions are in tournaments, and like you have one of your world champions in these tournaments right now.
I don't like that. If you're an IC title holder or a US title holder, I think you're fine, because the goal is the world championship.
It's okay. I won't say you're fine, but you're okay.
Yeah, but if you're the world champion, no, you should not be allowed in this tournament. So I didn't like Creative's decision with that. But
because my fear is we're going to get some canned shit, right? Like, I don't want it to be Liv and Raquel, but they're on separate sides of the bracket, so you can very much get that. And if you do that, that's not a very nuanced way to break up the Judgment Day.
No. I wouldn't want to see in a head-to-head match. I'd want to see, like, Liv cost Raquel. Like, if Raquel goes to the final and Liv doesn't, Liv does something that costs Raquel, and that can...
Or Raquel goes over and then she picks Liv. That I'd be okay with.
That would be fine.
But I don't want to see Liv win,
No.
So right now it's what? Io Sky and Raquel. And then on the other side, you now have... I mean, we'll get into it later with the match, but you now have, on the other side, you have Liv Morgan. So it's like...
wins Friday at SmackDown.
Yep. It's probably going to be a SmackDown wrestler. I can't imagine them going this whole thing without making a SmackDown wrestler. This match was really good. I liked the finish. I was happy with all of it. Like, there's a little bit of tension between James and Julia. Julia's refined her look. And I think I pointed this out in the chat. Whoever was in Italy doing all the females' hair that night, chef's kiss, man. Like, everybody's hair was, like, phenomenal on the female side. And I'm not usually a guy that picks up on that crap. But, like, I was looking, I was like, like Julia's hair, I was like, wow, her hair. Even Raquel's was kind of like, it had a little bit of wave and stuff too. I was like, damn, the hairstyle is going nuts over here.
Yeah,
you know,
whoever in wardrobe, whether it's Julia herself or the crew back there, I like her like new look. It's a little brighter, a little more energetic. It pops a little bit more. I even like mentioned like on SmackDown. I said, she's kind of like looks a little bit like Cyndi Lauper, like reminds me of like Cyndi Lauper. So, and now after the post match shenanigans, obviously Julia's now a face and Kiana's a heel, and they'll have their little.
I don't know, but no matter what country you're in, what state you're in, anywhere you go, if Sami Zayn is there, water bottles are not safe.
No.
Anywhere.
Thank God they're
plastic. There is
plastic.
no safe water bottle. Anywhere. But he's talking to his best friend, Catatonic Johnny. Talking to his best friend, Johnny Catatonic Gargano over there, which is just great. And then, like, Sammy's throwing temper tantrums, which is, at times, it's kind of hilarious, but, like, other times it's just like, yeah, I think you're a little more into yourself than you realize, and yeah.
Well, it's now that he's turning heel and he's disillusioned, it's kind of funny. So it works more now. Works a lot better now with his heel persona than it did when he was the plucky underdog babyface.
And we saw a stare down between him and Chad Gable. And boy, did Gable get a pop. Rightfully so. Rightfully so. All the love that and I am so happy that this all went down and Gable got to get a little bit of that international love. Because we talked about it last week. Like, international crowds are just like, we love it all. We're going to be part of it all. And, like, he deserved it. He deserves it. He deserved it. Like, oh.
So if Gable and Kaiser, if that would have went over like a wet fart in a blanket, do you think Gable been back to being buried?
Mm-hmm.
Or so I mean this whole El Grande Americano story was like almost a career maker. And Gable's 40, but like this is just now super elevated him as it has done Kaiser. So that's when you know you have a perfect, like Bret Hart and Austin. I mean, great as Bret and Steve Austin were, that catapulted both of them even more. Probably Austin more than Bret, but I mean, it's still one of the most talked about matches, and just added to the legend that's Bret Hart. So I mean, when they showed Chad Gable in that place, like, well, they went nuts for anything. Like,
yeah, no,
you could have brought out Gilbert and they would have popped for that, you know.
Yeah, so, no, and that's kind of my point. But like, I like that he gets Gable, that kind of love.
Loud. Yeah,
it was loud. So then we get a match between Royce Keys and Tala, the tall one, Taga, and this kind of went the way that you expected it to.
They should have called him Tiny Taga. That would have been great. 7 foot tall. They call me Tiny.
I am the little one. Really? No. It means run to the litter.
I had a friend I ran around with. He was like 6'4", like 450. He's long passed away now, but because he was 450 pounds. But his real name was Chris, but we all called him House. So, you know.
Yeah, because he's the size of a house.
Yeah.
Nah, like...
A condominium didn't flow as good as House did, so.
That's true. The apartment just doesn't ring well.
Condo Chris, get over here.
Condo Chris. So, this match was decent. I'm going to say this, though, and I noticed it on Friday, and I noticed it on Monday. There's a problem with Talatanga because we don't know what the character is. And I equated him to Omos with face paint. I get it. He's a big, badass dude. He does wrestle big, so I'll give him credit for that. But I don't know who the hell he is.
Can you, like, at least let him talk every now and again? Like, even if he says a couple of lines.
But that's been the problem with the MFTs. They don't even come out to their own music. They don't have their own music. They come out to Solo's crap. Well, actually, I like Solo's music, but that's neither here nor there. Like, you know, and I think I know you kind of poo-pooed on like Keys' character a little bit, and I don't disagree, but I think there's a little bit of finding himself right now, and I get it because his storyline stuff is solid. I just think we haven't found the magic button yet for him.
It's not like the moves he does, but like, it's what you do between the moves, like right after the move hits, how you react, or when you get ready to set up your other move. Like there's something missing there. Like he pulls the move off, and the move is cool, but like while they're waiting for the next move, like the crowd's just kind of waiting. Like where Oba, he hits a move and like he reacts to the crowd, and the crowd like lights up.
Yep.
And, AJ Styles used to do that. All the really good ones, they figure that out. Like Seth Rollins, really good at it. Because, like, he'll hit somebody with something, and you kind of have an idea what's coming next, and it's what he does in between that gets the crowd all anxious for it. That's basically the beef with Royce Keys, and that's not a big one because he'll figure that out.
Yeah.
Because I think WWE main roster pacing is way different than anywhere else. But more different than AEW, TNA, NXT, whoever. It's just a different pace. So I think once he gets the time, because he came out of what, TNA or AEW when he was Powerhouse Hobbs?
He came from AEW. He was Powerhouse Hobbs.
Yeah, so they don't do as much, from what I've seen. I don't think there's as much stalling or dramatic. It's more about just wrestling, and they. So I think once he understands how WWE lays out their format for their style of match, I think he'll be fine. So
I do have a curiosity though, because I think there was only 4 matches on SmackDown, and there was only 4 on Raw.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There was actually 6 matches on SmackDown.
All right, I stand corrected. But like, we get in a lot of backstage stuff. So you got like Judgment Day celebrating Raquel's win, and then you get this other backstager with Priest, basically saying, "I don't know him, I don't trust him." And then the War Raiders, who have their belts from AAA, come out and challenge them. And then you also get a Rhea.
It's funny how they waited until Priest left before they came up to R-Truth. But I don't know if they're playing the heel character, like they're heels in AAA. I don't know if they're heels up here because they're pretty
I don't know. But I think the crowd will decide on them.
And that's kind of cool. Like if they want to play the heel role in AAA, but when they come to the main roster and they do their thing, that's fine.
Well, look at El Grande Americano. Like, he's a heel in the U.S.
Not anymore, I don't think.
Well, people appreciate his match, but there's still, and then you get another promo where it's like Rhea, Charlotte, and Tiffany, and then Charlotte and Tiffany end up having a match with Michin and Jade. And, I feel like I like the tension between Tiffany and Charlotte. It's a respectful tension because they had some effed up stuff. We all know that. Like, they got out of kayfabe and started throwing digs at each other. They went off script. So, but no, good match. Tiffany is just flowing, man. Flowing.
No, and then she's definitely in a good spot too with the stuff between getting involved with them and then her and Chelsea Green's story. So, and it's more in her wheelhouse. She doesn't have to carry the weight of being the world champion because she's the U.S. champion, so she's a mid-card champion, but she's in like fun storylines right now. Like the thing with her and Chelsea is fun. Whatever she does with Charlotte, Alexa, and Rhea and whoever else is all fun. So she's in a good spot, and you get to see a lot more of her personality, and I think she can have more fun with this than worried about, I'm the world champion, I have to be a certain way. That'll come again. They'll strap her down the line. Give it time. Again. Yeah.
Give it time. And then, holy crap, dude, we got a great banger of a match between Ricky Saints and Carmelo Hayes. And, there was a R-Truth Royce Keys segment, and I'm just not touching on it because we kind of already did. You know what I mean? It didn't advance much.
No.
But that match, Carmelo Hayes is so good. And we're starting to see Ricky Saints come out a little bit.
Yep.
But on the flip side, it's kind of like I still don't fully get him. Like, there's some more buy-in I need for him. Not that his shit's bad. It's just I'm not there yet for him.
Yep. Yeah, like he hasn't like grabbed your attention like the character, because the in-ring work stuff I don't have a problem with it, but I want to see a little more depth of character, like what makes Ricky Saints the character tick. You know, we're getting a little bit more of it, like he's cocky and arrogant. So we'll see. He's kind of like the SmackDown Ethan Page, but not as obnoxious.
Yeah, I was going to bring that up when we got to Page. I kind of had the same problem with Page is starting to come out of his shell a little bit, so I've got a little better understanding of his character. Our boy Trick Williams comes out, talks King of the Ring. He wants to have 2 titles. Braun gets in his face, and he didn't back down. God, I love everything Trick does. I'm so biased.
Yeah,
give me more Trick.
Yeah, and I like that they even threw like Braun in there, because I knew they were in the Fatal 4-Way. But it's nice, like when they, even though there's no backstory there, just face to face, it makes everybody kind of like, ooh, I want to see that. So really good tease right there.
And then we get more of Tiffany and Chelsea wants Tiffany by her side, and Tiffany's like, meh. Nah.
Poor Chelsea. What's she ever done for people to be mean to her?
People just don't respect greatness sometimes.
Yes.
And, Chelsea's another one of those ones, though, that does really good with younger talent. And she did it with Lash. She made Lash look like $1 billion, and cool. It was a match. It wasn't anything to write home about, but she made Lash look good, and she controlled the match, and it was fun, and we got a little bit
carried a good majority of it, too, so Chelsea got her stuff in, so
we saw a lot more out of her than we usually do. So I was really happy with it.
I just think she's working her way back in because she had her injury and then she had another procedure. So now I think she's like Stella got her groove back,
Yeah. Matt, are we already building for War Games?
War Games.
War Games. No, are they already building for War Games? Isn't that in like November?
That's Survivor Series.
Yeah, Survivor Series War Games.
Yeah.
Because, holy crap, like, Solo out there recruiting, like, he's trying to get a 5-star recruit to come to his college, man. He wants Royce Keys bad. But, like, I'm like, why the hell would Keys roll with him? I don't know.
Well, didn't Solo mention that there's a war about to break out of something?
Yeah, I know. We've seen this story before. Is Solo's crew going to win? So it's 1-1 and we got to run it back one more time. And I wish, I'm just going to throw this out there. Just like I said, like when I see Bologna, Italy, I want to say Bologna, Italy. Every damn time I hear Tribal Combat, I want the guy from the Mortal Kombat game to be like, Tribal Combat! Ding, 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 ding. I really want that. But I don't know where the hell this is going. You got it in your notes that it's probably some MFTs in the Bloodline, and I'm just like, I don't care.
So what we got to do? Wait until like WrestleMania 50, and we'll finally have the blow off for the end of the Bloodline.
It's over. It's finally over. We'll all be crying.
Yeah.
All right.
Roman will be like
Bloodline. Speaking of Bloodline.
Oh, yes.
I have to say this. This Chad Gable redemption arc.
Where you going?
Beautiful. Beautiful.
Same with Seth Rollins.
True. But the Chad Gable one right now is so good because he goes and talks to Rey Fenix. He's like, I screwed up. Blah, blah, blah. He gives you all the backstory to it. And he's owning up to it, right?
No excuses either, and I really like that.
I love that. And the fact that he is constantly going to the luchadors, and the luchadors are like, now you understand. You know what I mean? He didn't get it before. So, like, I like that. And I also like the fact that they're like, you talk to me, but I ain't the only one you should be talking to. Next! Like, you know.
That was a great way to do it, too, because, like, oh, we'll probably see him on Raw then. Because he's got a whole bunch of people Raw he needs to apologize to.
All right. So, Damian Priest, Trick Williams, Dominic Mysterio, and Braun Breaker. 4-way, it was great. I'm going to give a couple of big things here.
Did you have Dom on your bingo card winning this?
No. I get it, though. Like, I get it.
Yeah, once it happened, I'm like, that's cool. Like, I was pleasantly
the fact that Braun and Trick took each other out, that made sense.
And I'm like, they're not going to give it to Priest because they're not going to put...
But I did point out, though, that there was a lot of shiny stuff in that ring. Like, you know, because Braun Breaker has got tag doubled, Priest has got tag gold, Trick Williams has got the U.S. title, Dom's got his, like, Mega Championship. I was like, man, all these mofos got gold, man. Like, that's pretty cool. Yeah. And the match showed it. But, like, they wrote this one pretty well. And I like that Dom got it, and we'll get into it when we get into Raw. But I'm glad Dom got it, because now he has to face Obafemi.
Got some thoughts about that, too. But no, it was a really good SmackDown. Like, the crowd was hot, great. The show was good, it flowed well. And then we get Monday Night Raw. And I'm just going to put out there first. I love this show. I usually, like, I don't give A's to shows as a whole. I give the show an A- across the board. It was...
Oh, you definitely disagree with Bleacher Report. Bleacher Report gave it a C+. How the F did you give that show a C+? There was so much good that came out. First off, Obafemi coming out and, like, his promo against Brock Lesnar, him playing with the crowd a little bit. He's like, your ruler needs a crowd. I was like, man, he is just hitting it all the notes.
He is really, he is really good on the mic.
He is really good on the mic, and it's not even. He's so good on the mic. He's good. And then, like, Dom comes out, and everybody's just like, no, this is Oba time. So the fans were extra ornery with Dom. And Dom's going to call him a freaking rookie and, you know, all this other stuff.
Some of these European cultures, so, like, I remember watching Bruins games when they play Montreal, and this is the first time I heard it. If they don't, like, they'll boo you if they don't like you, but if you do something that pisses them off, if they detest you, they whistle. And if you heard, that crowd was whistling at Dom. And then, like, Oba would say something, they quiet down. As soon as Dom even tried to, like, bring the mic up, they'd start whistling again. I'm like, this is fantastic. By the way, last night's show, no offense to the other European crowds, that Paris crowd was like, they were trying to beat Lyon. Sorry they didn't do it, but the best crowd on the European tour was last night.
Yes. And all the crowds were great, so it's a very high bar to clear.
Yes.
But, like, this whole promo and the fact that, like, JD McDonough comes out and he hits Obafemi with a chair, and Oba doesn't even move. Like, It was just, he didn't even flinch. And, like, I was like, oh, this is going to be great. You know.
Then he punches the chair like he hits JD like he's just swatting a fly away. Like, it was.
And the fact that, like, Oba finally gets his hands on Dom and just shot puts his ass halfway across. Oh my God. Look, there's a couple of ways WWE can go with this. I don't think you can have Obafemi lose to Dom. And I really don't. Not even through shenanigans. Because I think it undermines anything that you're going to do, like with Brock Lesnar, who Obafemi called a bitch. You know, and then Obafemi drops probably one of the greatest lines I have ever heard in a promo. He tells Dom, we all know Ray Phoenix is your father. Next week, I'm going to introduce you to your daddy. And he's pointing at himself. I was like, oh, That is such a great line.
No, I loved everything about this. The whole Dom's part, JD's part, Oba's part.
Yep.
It was
all of it.
It was fantastic. So screw you, Bleacher Report.
Yeah. All right. So we get
on the naughty list along with Dave Meltzer, no matter what he graded. No, Grande Americano versus Maz versus Maz. 5.75 stars, by the way.
Yeah, I know. I'm tracking.
Like it,
well
like
deserved
it,
too.
Like what Meltzer
it's
says
arbitrary.
Really matters, so sure.
Seth does a backstage thing. Okay, he's in the tournament. He plans on facing Roman, and okay, so we got to get into Roman people a little bit. One, the fact that Roman fans are just like, he's just gonna kick Seth's ass. I was like, Seth is Roman's kryptonite.
Yeah.
Seth is Roman's kryptonite. And that's important. And I saw a dialogue this week, and somebody had something on the head really well. Too many fans right now think that certain top stars just can't afford to lose. You can lose. It can be a good loss, so, I hate that. And it's just like, whatever. I don't like that mentality. Yes, everybody can lose on any given night. Because Vince would be back in Gorilla back in the day, it's good shit. Going with it. And sometimes he would piss me off, though, because he'd swerve you just to swerve you. Just because, we're so edgy and unpredictable. But I digress. All right. Fatal 4-Way. Alexa, Chelsea, Becky, and Liv. I like this match. It was good. I'm with you. I hate Liv's music as well. But this match it was good. It did what it needed to.
These Fatal 4-Ways, they're not clunky like they used to be. And
I
think I know why, because the talent now is kind of, for the most part, young enough, where they work at indies and other stuff, they grew up around all these multi-person matches, which 20, 25 years ago, that was kind of a rarity. Attitude Era is when we started seeing, triple threats, but before Attitude Era, you never saw three-ways. ECW kind of started that in the mid-'90s. But it didn't catch on with WCW and WWE till the late 90s. So now all this young talent, they've seen all this. So I think they've cracked the code on it, and they know how to do it without it looking like a 4-car crash where everybody thought they had the right of way, yet everybody had a stop sign, but they all went at the same time.
So let's get into a little bit more of this great Raw episode, because then we get Penta and Chad Gable backstage. And, God, this has been great. And, I love how they're, they keep on passing him along, right? All right. But there's somebody else you need to talk to.
So my guess for the next person after, because he's now apologized to Penta and Dragon. And so obviously the next person is Ray, because I put in my notes.
Yeah.
Because there's still somebody else.
I knew it was Ray too, because it was kind of, he said something to the effect of if you're truly going to apologize, who you have to talk to, meaning Ray.
Ray's kind of like the Godfather, of the Luchadors.
Who knew? Ray is actually the king of the Luchadors, despite what Dom says.
He's the
Godfather. I like the Godfather reference, actually. Damn it! Now I got to watch Old School.
Not like the original Godfather with Marlon Brando, a classic.
No, I want to watch Old School because the one guy ends up being the Godfather. All right. So Seth and Montez are shooting the shit. The Usos kind of bow up on him. I love this segment so much. I love it because they're just and I love how I'm glad people are pointing out the hypocrisy of the Usos. Right? Going back to the sycophant fans. Oh, he wouldn't be saying that shit if Roman was there, blah, blah, blah. Fuck off.
And I'm not going to get into it too much because LA Knight hit on it, but with Seth hitting on it, LA Knight and others hitting on it, it's almost like they're kind of telling the Usos, like, it's not all about you guys. Like, you guys are really nothing in the grand scheme of things. Like, it's all focused on Roman. And
I saw somebody actually say the Bloodline is faces. And I'm like, they're not faces.
No.
And then they went on to describe all the heelish shit.
All he want yesterday, like, doesn't make he's a face.
No.
It's like the people in France are happy to see Jay, so damn it, they're going to yeet.
Yeah. But Seth kind of called it the way he saw it, but
yes,
we'll move on because, man, this show just...
He's not mad at him. He's disappointed. Like, I'm disappointed.
I know.
Like, but you guys should know better.
Line. And then they tell Jacob to, like, bow up on him, and Jacob's like, I'm out. And he just walks off. I was like, oh. So there was a lot of good there.
They're rehashing a lot of it, but as we're starting to see, they're putting some different elements of it.
No, they are, but I didn't want to see the story ran back with, like... I
didn't either.
It's like Bloodline reimagined. You know what I mean? Like, give me a break.
I'm just wondering with this Jacob, like, hey, I'm a man. I'm going to, I acknowledge Roman. He's the OTC. The hell with you guys. That's why I'm like,
well, that happens later.
All of a sudden become like the right-hand man of Roman.
We're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about it. Table it for now. It's okay, Matt. It's okay. I know. I know we get very verklempt and excited when we start talking Bloodline stuff.
I know. And then we go on for 20 minutes. We really don't want to.
It's coming.
You're the worst offender sometimes.
Me?
Oh yeah, you get on your Roman.
Me?
Rant. Oh yeah. I mean, I get on mine too.
Rant. I never rant about Roman.
You extrapolate quite a bit.
I just make very stringent points. All right, so I am going to brush over this next match a little bit because Solruka, yay. Lyra, kind of clunky. I was kind of with this. But there was a lot of good counters, but I felt like this match got a little... I don't know. It was off, right? Like, that's kind of how I took it.
I thought it might have been at the beginning. Sol had her timing off, or she wasn't in the right spot. But then, like, Lyra missed some stuff. I tell you what was really good was the Soul Snatcher. Like, Lyra...
Yeah, thank God.
She got caught in the ropes. That was smart, like, because she tried it before. It didn't work.
But even that was kind of, like...
Lyra didn't get her foot over the ropes, like she got all hung up, and then you saw her.
Yeah,
like,
that's what I'm saying. It kind of took away. Like
spot
even the cool stuff they had.
The spot was really cool because now she's trapped on the ropes, and that Soul was able to take advantage and actually hit a good Soul Snatcher. Like Lyra's actually sold that one good, but yeah, the process of Lyra getting it was like, you ever like get like rope, you're trying to untangle a rope and it's caught around you and you're doing all this and you're flailing endlessly.
Yeah.
That's what Lyra was doing, trying to get herself caught into the ropes.
Yes. Yeah, and it kind of took away from it. That's why I was kind of like, I'm just going to glaze over this match, like, yay, but there was a lot of botches and there was a lot of timing issues that...
People are going to be hard on Soul, but she's only been doing this, like, what, 3-4 years?
4 years, they said.
Yeah. And she's just, like, kind of jumped her feet into the fire. So, little pain. Yeah. The talent is there. The look is great. She's going to be just fine.
So here we are. We're at the Usos backstage segment. Jay losing his shit on Jacob, and Jacob comes out hitting. I didn't lose to you. I didn't have to acknowledge you, and I sure as hell ain't gonna acknowledge your punk ass Jay. And then he goes on to say, like, hey, y'all might want to say something to LA Knight. But, like, the fact that, like, he told them off, like, I don't answer to you. I answer to Roman. He's the only one I have to answer to.
Off running looking for LA Knight. Like, he took orders from Jacob.
Yeah. I loved this segment. I loved that. And to your point, I think that what we're going to see is we're going to see a Roman. I don't think Jay wins the tournament, by the way.
God, I hope not.
And I think Roman has him taken out. But I also think that, like, he's going to get excommunicated out of the Bloodline again. Well, I don't know.
I think Roman's going to see that Jacob is a man of his word, and that while he's not thrilled about it, he's going to do what's expected. But also the fact that he's calling out Jay and Jimmy and kind of already like pointing out truths like, hey, you need to worry about this. And, you have the character Roman realize that, like, man, maybe I got the wrong guy to be my right-hand man. Like, Jay ain't the right. Jay's kind of a little.
Jay crashing out, bro.
Yeah.
Jay's been crashing out for a while.
Is that who you want to be? Your second in command is like
the Looney Tune.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. But
did you get your daily med planner, box set up?
Apparently not. He's not. He forgot his pill sorter or something.
They didn't make.
You know who didn't though? L.A. Knight. Yeah.
Week after week, he's killing it on the mic, man. That dude is.
Bro, I love this promo so much, and because he is just calling everything out. And he is just laying it on the table. The Adam Pearce talking to him and talking to Roman thing. Oh my God. He laid out so much. It was Festivus, bro. It was him airing out his grievances and just telling it like it is. And
but not coming across whiny. He came across like spitting facts.
No, he was a realist. He came across as a realist.
Then the fans started kind of like getting mad at LA Knight when he was calling out like Roman and Jay, and then he brought him right back. Like, I got a problem you cheering for this. I understand why. And then, like, his ability to like pull the crowd back to his side was like really good. And we know that LA has like stumbles in promos. He hasn't lately. The only thing he can't do is say Ulafala right, but that's cool. That should be a thing.
But I love how he told everything. He laid it all out on the table, and it was just so good.
And he interrupted the Yeet run back too, which I liked.
I know. Well, how long are you going to let it go? He's just like, all right. Like, we all love it too. I was doing it at WrestleMania. Great line, by the way. Like, yes. All of it. Like, he reminded you, like, hey, we were cool at Mania. Now we're not cool because he's rolling with Roman, and it just I would like to see where this goes, but I'm not invested in anything Bloodline. I'm just not, because like I said, Bloodline reimagined. That's all it feels like to me. But yeah, Knight killed it. I love this whole segment. Like, he was saying shit that's been on my nerves for a hot minute. Oh, just so good.
And I love at the end, too. Jay's walking back, and he's like, hey, I get it. I think it's great that it's respectable that you care about family so much. And he goes, and from top to bottom, screw your family. And I'm like, mic drop. Like, don't say anything else.
Well, he did drop the mic.
He did. I know.
Right when the promo started. Yeah, and he made the guy throw him it again. Yeah. So good on him. Yeah. Good on Knight, man. Like, and then the Chad Gable apology tour finally comes to a head because he apologizes to Dragon Lee and Rey Mysterio. And the great part about this was Rey does a great job explaining, like, why, now you understand, right? Like, this is kind of the underlying theme for Chad Gable right now is,
you've learned the ways, young master. Yeah.
Now you understand where we're coming from. And then Rey drops some knowledge on him, and he goes, you were kind of a dick even before you started this journey. And I was like, Alpha Academy.
Nala. Yep.
Which is actually pretty good, especially with Maxine kind of running with the Vision a little bit. Because I was like, oof. There is some play there that you can kind of, Chad Gable, like, look, I'm trying to earn your guys' trust back. Blah, blah, blah. Maxine, you can't be rolling with that dude. You know what I mean? Like, he could kind of take on that father figure role, but I don't know what you do with the Creed brothers either. And I don't want Chad Gable in a faction. He can apologize, but I don't want him in a faction.
So what you just do is you separate Chad and the Good Brothers. You just have them work on tag team stuff or do something.
But I'm saying, even if he men's fences with Alpha Academy, I don't want him with them either.
No.
I know that makes me sound stupid because I said I'd like him to have a little mentor Maxine, like, hey, probably not your best move.
Yeah, but that can be done in one statement in the back, or a couple of run-ins, in the back. They bump at each other in the back. It doesn't have to be where they're together all the time.
Matt, are you shocked that Rey Mysterio and Penta had an incredible match? Are you shocked by this? No.
The only thing I'm shocked at is that Rey could do it at almost 52 years old, what he does.
Bro. And then we get interference at the end with Rusev and Ethan Page. Dragon Lee comes out, tries to make the save. He gets screwed. And then Chad Gable comes out, and that arena loses its shit. And they just...
There's a new mayor of Suplex City, by the way.
His name is Chad Gable. He's always done the Germans.
Oh yeah, he went quite German. Yeah, he was snapping them.
They were really good, and like this whole thing was good, man. I like how he fought off Rusev. I like that. He got Page in the ankle lock. Rusev had to save him.
I even like the fact at the end where they rip Ray's mask off, and Gable has the mask, and he's still like thinks about it for a minute.
I think it was just a drama build, though. I don't think he was thinking about it. I think he knew what he had to do, so it was just kind of we all knew he was handing it over. We all knew. That's not a surprise. So, like, the Gable redemption story arc is so good.
And every time he apologized to somebody, they accepted, like the crowd would pop louder for each segment throughout SmackDown and Raw. And then when he finally comes out to, like, save the day, the pop was, like, immense.
Oh, I know. It just was...
He got that Road Warrior pop, man.
Yeah, he did.
I liked it. The match was fantastic. And I like it, too. Like, Ray hit him with 2 619s. He got him with frog splashes. And finally, like, Penta...
he got what? He got him with the Penta driver on the other side. The match was so good. Ray doing what was this? He did a unconventional 619 somewhere during this match. I'm trying to remember where. Was it the bottom rope? Did he 619 him, or did he do a 619 like on the lower rope when Penta was on the floor? I don't remember.
Because I know he hit 2 of them at least. But yeah, the whole bit was good. The match was good. The post match was like really good. I'm kind of glad for Rusev because he's getting a little bit more exposure. And
no, I think pairing him and Page up was actually a good idea.
Yeah,
I like that idea a lot.
Good for both of them.
Yes, and it was. And then we get the final.
Could that be the problem with Ricky Saints? Like, do you think that they should? Because, like, Trick Williams didn't need to be partnered up, but do you think it would help Ricky Saints if he kind of was with the veteran?
Let's just wait on Ricky Saints. I'm fine with it because, speaking of Saints, it's him, it's Evans, it's Seth Rollins, and Tonga. This was a fun little match. And of all the people that benefited in this match, I think Ricky Saints had a coming out party in this match.
Yeah, Saints and Evans were like the two. Like I said, Evans and Saints were great. Seth's just got to be Seth, and it's going to be really good. Like, I don't think Seth can have a bad match. And even like Tonga had his working boots on, like he was.
Everybody worked their ass off in these. To the point, these 4-ways have been solid, man. So Evans ends up going over. A lot of shenanigans occur from the Vision. So I guess we're not done with the Vision. Whatevs. But I really enjoyed this. Raw was so good. The whole show was good, man. Like, and I like it because it's going to make me sound like a dick. I really do think it was that good because Roman wasn't there. And the only reason I say that is when he is on, the show becomes Bloodline centric and it overshadows everything else. We had a little bit of Bloodline, we had a little bit of storytelling and furthering of the Bloodline, but
which was done really well, by the way, and none of it involved a match. It was all promos and backstage stuff.
Yeah, everything
was really
good. This story that night was about the Usos. Like, why the hell are you running with him? And it's brilliant. And then the whole side quest with Jacob, and it was just like, yeah, just so well done. So freaking well done, top to bottom, this show.
Like I said, I don't know how Bleach Report could not have liked that show. I thought, it was.
They said there wasn't enough wrestling. They said there wasn't enough matches.
Every Raw is usually 4 on average. Very rarely do we get a 5th match on Raw now. So it's been 4.
And they were good. Everything was good. Solruka and, Lyra. But, like,
it wasn't.
That even had a good story on it, though, because it's like Lyra couldn't challenge until Becky lost. And I was like,
yeah,
I forgot all about that. That was a good callback.
Yeah.
Man. I hope they keep it up, man. But the true test is coming. Because once they hit stateside and they don't have that European energy, we're going to find out who they really are. Yeah, I think they go to 2 hours on SmackDown now.
I don't know.
Is that happening?
I don't know. I thought it was supposed to happen like when Strowman's Pig Out show was coming on too, but I don't know.
Oh, I don't think that show's going away. Like, season 2, we're getting celebrities now. Like, there's an episode with him and Mark Henry was on one. There's another one with Bert Kreischer. I was like, that show ain't going away. And I hate to say it, though. Strowman is a giant teddy bear, right? Like, I like that he's eating. His show's a little bit different, and I really like it. I actually do like it because I just let it keep playing. And then I found out that it played all throughout the night and the entire next day. Because, like, I went to work, came back, and I was like, oh, Strowman's still eating. Okay, like, whatevs. Like, he's a hungry boy. He ate all night, and he ate now. Like, I don't mind the show. I don't mind the show. It's better than Resident Alien. So
I'm just not a big like reality show or
I'm not either, but like this one I like it because you're a fat kid, I'm a fat kid. Who knows? Maybe I go to one of these places and they're like, I was like, oh, Strowman was talking about that place. Because you get a little bit of backstory, you get their specialties. I like that kind of stuff. It isn't to sit here and watch him eat. But it's interesting to see the different types of restaurants and everything else. It was cool.
And I was going to mention earlier, and I completely forgot about with Dom. Dom is that heel you just love to hate. I was going to say it when they were talking about the fans, but he's so good at it. Like, because he's not a heel that elicits fear at all. But just his personality, you just hate him. Like you want to slap him in the mouth. But at the same time, he's like, yeah, but he's pretty freaking cool. Like,
yeah, you love to hate him.
But you love to hate him. And, like, he's so good at
he is, but, like, I hate to say it. Like I said, I don't know how, there's no way you can have him beat Obafemi. None. Especially after JD, like, cracked him with a chair and Oba was just like, oh, thanks, I had a knot in my back. You know what I mean? Like,
no, and it would totally, like, basically piss all over the first 2 matches he had with Brock Lesnar and the upcoming.
Brock Lesnar. Like, dude's going toe-to-toe with Lesnar.
So real
dude
quick,
survived 7 F5s.
So is it possible Obafemi wins the tournament and at SummerSlam on one of the nights he has to fight Brock Lesnar and close out that chapter? And then does night 2, does he fight for the world title? Like, would they have him go both nights? Why not?
Is it at SummerSlam, or is it a future world championship?
I thought the match was going to happen. I thought they'd get a championship match at SummerSlam.
I digress.
If I'm wrong, I'll admit it on next week's podcast.
I really want to see him in the finals because I just want to see Dom I said it in the chat. I want some Brock Lesnar and John Cena torture on Dom. Like, you can stretch it out a couple of minutes because Dom will reel out of the ring and everything else, but
you know how you
I want him destroyed.
Yeah, Oba's just destroying Dom, and like Liv Morgan comes out and throws the towel in. So that way, Dom never quits or gets beat, but like Liv is so afraid of the safety of Dominic that she just calls an end to the massacre.
But he came out and talked shit to Obafemi, like right out the gate, talking shit to him.
But that's Dom. Like he should.
But
I don't care that he's half his size. Like he's that annoying little pissant that you just want to like slap in the face over and over again. I will say
this. I was like, we found a new iteration of Dom. I won't use the words I used, but like we're gonna call it Special Dom because only a Special Dom would like turn around and freaking talk shit to Obafemi. Like I just don't get it. And like I don't know. It like I said, the show was great. There was so much told. When is Night of Champions, anyways? I haven't even looked.
That'll be on the 27th. And I
got a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's promo material already out, so.
Well, I mean, you know, 2 of your matches are going to be the finals for the King of the Ring and Queen of the Ring, so that's like
true.
About half your card, depending on how many matches, which will probably be 5 at most, so 4 or 5.
Yeah.
And
I don't know. I'm looking forward to it.
You're probably going to see Gunther Cody at Night of Champions, and that'll probably resolve itself for good at SummerSlam.
Probably. But, Matt, tell the folks where to find us, bro.
Well, he's in Colorado, and I'm in Florida. But on the internet, you can find us on YouTube.
Well played.
TikTok, Instagram, X, Apple Podcasts, and Spotify. And, man, it's been a fun one. It's been a short one. But there was a lot to talk about. Man, so much good stuff. I think
we were just glowing tonight, man. Like the wrestling was so. Both shows were really good this week.
I'm kind of in my happy place today, you know.
Oh, I am too. I am too for sure. But like, yeah, folks, like, subscribe, hang out with us, let us know how we're doing. We love you guys. It's been great.
Listen to Rush, man.
Listen to Rush for incredible. Matt. And then, you know, there is a 60-40 chance I'll be in the bar next week. I will actually be broadcasting from the bar. So we'll see how it plays out. I said maybe. It's like that, you know. So you're saying there's a chance.
Yeah, got to sweep all the cobwebs out of that room. That room's been
no shit. Like, you know, I'm going to have to hook up and be like, where's my wireless keyboard? Didn't I have a wireless keyboard? Like, where is all my stuff? Like, you know, because I travel and I obviously podcast from the laptop. But, like, yeah, like, it's going to be interesting going back and being like, I feel different now. I'm back in the studio. Like, this is going to be fun. So, no, I'm looking forward to it. Hey, just keep the comments coming. You guys are all doing great.
Yep. Yes. Please, you know, like and
this was kind of an easy week, man. It was an easy week. I didn't hate anything. Actually, I liked a lot of it. You know,
we didn't go down the rabbit hole too far. We didn't get on our soapbox.
There might be a reason for that. Just saying. But no. So again, folks, thank you for listening to us. Like, subscribe, tell a friend. Let's get those numbers up. And we will talk to you guys next week. Have a great one, folks.
Take care.